Many people ask me what my story is, why I decided to change my career and transform from a professor of electrical engineering and firm believer in research and conventional medicine to helping people to rebuild their joints, bones, and skin naturally and live without medications and surgery. Everything started with my husband, who had problem with his shoulder. Although he had a good diet, he was not overweight, and he exercised regularly, his shoulder and his knee started to bother him. His shoulder became so bad that he was not able to lift his left arm without the help of the other arm. He was in terrible pain all the time. He was not able to sleep at night without some painkillers. The doctors told him that his shoulder is too damaged for any surgery and that he needed a total reverse shoulder replacement. He asked them if he could water ski after this procedure, and they told him that it would not be possible. He will have to be very careful with many sports activities or working in the yard that he loves to do. He decided not to replace his shoulder and live with the pain. The doctors have told him that they would keep the file because he would be back. After all, the pain would become unbearable. Fortunately, our neighbor Elizabeth told him about another method that she has used and that has worked for her. Elizabeth has been born with juvenile idiopathic arthritis, and although her family had money and they tried to use any method available on the market to deal with this illness, they were not able to solve the problem. Some methods worked for some time and then they stopped, and the others did not work at all. When she was over 50 years old, she needed to replace her hips. 10 years later, she was already in a wheelchair waiting for the knee replacement when her massage therapist told her about the natural supplement she could try because it works wonders for many of his patients. She was very skeptical because over the years she used so many things and nothing really worked. But she discovered that it is natural and has no side effects. She decided to try it. She was really shocked that after about 4 months, the improvement was so drastic that she decided to cancel her knee replacement surgery. After a year, she was able to walk without pain, and the longer she is using it, the better she feels. She told my husband to try it because it was the only method that had helped her with her problems. My husband is very skeptical, and at first he did not believe that any supplement could solve his problem when the doctors told him that he had only 2 possible solutions: total reverse joint replacement or living with pain for the rest of his life. Since he did not accept any of these 2 solutions, he decided to try this natural method. He told me, "I do not believe it will work, but I will try it. The risk is only the money." The first month it did not work at all. He told me, "You see, I told you it would not work. It is not possible." But since Elizabeth told him he needed to take it for 3 to 6 months to see the results, he kept taking it. He also did some simple exercises for his shoulder that was actually necessary for this process to work. In the second month, the pain increased. He could hardly stand it, but he did not give up. He knew that something was starting to happen, but he did not know yet what would be the result. This pain lasted about 2 weeks. The third month, he suddenly called me to the kitchen and he told me that he had used his arm to get milk out of the refrigerator. He was shocked. he was able to move his arm. In the 6 months, he could do the chin-ups and push-ups. And after a year, he told me that he felt like he had a new shoulder. This happened 10 years ago, and his shoulder gets better each year. He told me that what had happened to him was a pure miracle, and that since I am a scientist, I should study it and find out why this method works, why so many other methods on the market do not. Because we should help other people. I started to review the clinical studies. I also talked to Dr. Brady, who was one of the top orthopedic surgeons in Florida. He really taught me a lot about why our joints degenerate and what we can do to prevent it or reverse this process. I am really grateful to him for his patience and the time that he had spent on evaluating the supplement and his willingness to help me to develop our method to help people to feel and look 10 years younger and eliminate the discomfort caused by the degeneration of their connective tissue without surgery or medication. I also went back to the orthopedic center where they told my husband that that he has only two choices, either joint replacement or to live with the pain. I told them that I had found out the third method and I wanted to share it with them and their patients. Unfortunately, they told me that it would not be possible. They were not interested in learning anything else. They were interested only in surgeries and medications. This really motivated me to focus on sharing my knowledge with as many people as possible to let them know that they have the third option if they are willing to try it. It requires work, patience, and discipline, but it works for most of the people that we have worked with. I realized that the core issue is to cleanse the digestive system and rebuild the connective tissue and the gut. You need to add suitable exercises, mindset exercises, nutrition, and supplementation for this system to work. Using this system for over 10 years now, we have been able to help many people with their mobility problems. And as a side effect, they also rebuild their skin and reduce deep wrinkles, so they start to look and feel 10 years younger. For more information, you may go to bediscomfortfree.com.